we are back again, the next episode in the Journey Wrestling save for WWE. Now, I just left off with Bad Blood, which was a great card. We already achieved one of our goals, which was great. We did suffer some very unfortunate news about John Cena being injured upon becoming Intercontinental Champ, so that's going to have to be vacated. But now we're going to witness the fallout of Bad Blood, and this is going to be a full week of Raw, Smackdown, and main event. And so I think without further ado, it's time to just get into what's going on. And before I forget, unfortunately, it must be done. Title's been vacated and now I can really start. And starting off with Raw, kicking off is Brooks Jensen, Adam Pearce, and Jey Uso. Because of the now vacant Intercontinental title, there has to be a way of deciding a new champion. Brooks Jensen believes that since he won that Battle Royal at Bad Blood that he should be getting an opportunity, while Jey Uso believes that, well, he was the former Intercontinental champ, so he should be getting the next opportunity. Adam Pearce is out there to kind of mediate the whole situation, and basically the idea here is that there is going to be a small mini tournament to decide the new Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be like an 8-man tournament, except there's going to be 2 buys, which are for Brooks Jensen and Jey Uso specifically. We're going to have one of the matches in that tournament on this card coming up later. But yeah, Adam Pearce has basically allowed Brooks Jensen and Jey Uso to get a bye in this small tournament. But that's basically what's going to be happening regarding the Intercontinental Championship. Now, as for the match kicking off Raw, I have basically put every single woman who was not on a match at Bad Blood in a Battle Royal. So now, we're just going to let it be random and see who wins this. And it is Carmen Petrovic. So now we could have potentially a new storyline here. Maybe a couple others due to all the eliminations and stuff, but yeah. And look, like the Brooks Jensen thing, like that was completely random and now I'm pushing him, so same could happen for Carmen Petrovic. At Bad Blood, we witnessed the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns, and here, they're getting some time to just talk about the journey that they've had to get to this spot and how they won the tag team titles. The Judgment Day aren't here in any of that. Finn Balor and JD McDonough attack them, just continuing the rivalry in. Yeah, now here we have the first match in that small Intercontinental Championship tournament. Trick Williams versus Ludwig Kaiser. Now this might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to have Gunther help out Ludwig Kaiser to defeat Trick Williams. We might just be seeing Imperium come back together again, but slightly different because Giovanni Vinci is on Smackdown. But now Ludwig Kaiser advances in the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship. Next up we have a little promo battle. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, they really hate each other. CM Punk won a triple threat match at Bad Blood and then Seth attacked him right after that, and here they're just basically hashing out more reasons why they hate each other. And because we are building to Survivor Series, something I want to bring back is the Team Raw versus Team Smackdown. I'm going to be doing that for the men and women. And for those teams, there's going to be qualifiers. So the first one here is a Roxanne Perez versus Jade Cargill. And it's going to be Roxanne Perez winning this and moving on to represent the women's Raw team at Survivor Series. Okay, so due to circumstances outside of my control, which was just a ton of noise from outside, I didn't really get a chance to properly explain the whole card. So I'll try to piece together where I think I left off before all the noise ruined everything. So these 2 matches right here, Roxanne Perez defeating Jade Cargill and Sami Zayn defeating Dexter Lumis, were for spots on the Team Raw versus Team Smackdown matches for the men and women at Survivor Series. Then backstage, Baron Corbin approached Braun Breaker asking him for a favor. At Bad Blood, there were 2 matches, one by Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu, and those 2 will now be on Raw's team at Survivor Series. And basically, Baron Corbin is just asking Braun Breaker for a favor since they used to tag team together. He's just asking him if he could maybe help him get a spot on Team Raw, and if maybe they can get back together working as a team. We'll see how that all goes. And then Io Sky defeated Tiffany Stratton. Both of them won their matches at Bad Blood, and now they had this final match to determine the number 1 contender for Liv Morgan's championship. So now Io Sky versus Liv Morgan will be set in the future. And then the segment after the main event was Roman Reigns basically calling out Gunther to come show his face, and well, Gunther just did not show up, so Roman Reigns promised that he would find Gunther eventually, but as we know, Gunther did appear earlier to help Ludwig Kaiser defeat Trick Williams, but they must have just left the building before Roman Reigns came out to call out Gunther. And that right there is Raw. Apologies for how fragmented all of this was, but we got there in the end. Now it's time for SmackDown. Alright, kicking off SmackDown, we have a promo battle between Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Damian Priest, and The Rock. Rhea Ripley wants Nia Jax's title. She wants to be a champion again. Damian Priest comes out in support of his tag team partner, I guess, because there's actually technically a tag team in this. And then The Rock comes out to defend his cousin Nia Jax. So now we have a nice little story between the Terror Twins and a different part of the bloodline. And The Rock is not too happy to be feuding with a jabroni like Damian Priest, but it's going to be great. Alright, now we have Lamar Valkyria versus Zoe Stark. Gonna have a Lamar Valkyria win this. Not so great, but it's okay. After the match, Lamar Valkyria gets attacked by Zoe Stark and her tag team partner, Shayna Baszler, but then Tatum Paxley comes to make the save. Obviously, this is because Tatum Paxley requested me for her and Lamar Valkyria to become a tag team. So now we're just building to that actually becoming a thing. Alright, and then next, this is a match to determine the first member of Team Smackdown for the Survivor Series match. Bronson Reed versus Wes Lee, who have now made a babyface. And I'm going to give the win to Bronson Reed, who is now the first member of Team Smackdown. This is also a request that Lola Vice had for me, that she wanted to be ran off the show for a period of time, and so I've now done that, but I'm turning it into a storyline, but I'm keeping the attacker a mystery for now. It's an interesting choice that I picked for the person that attacked Lola Vice and is now kept out of action for, I think it's 3 months I had it set for. So for 3 months Lola Vice will be out while whoever it was will be roaming free. Next up, this is actually not for the Survivor Series, but this is actually for crowning a new Heritage Cup champion. I'll be honest, I don't yet have like a bracket or tournament or anything yet, especially because on SmackDown there's actually a real lack of baby faces. I'm still trying to figure out, who I want to actually be involved with the Heritage Cup, and then I also got to figure out who I want involved in the Survivor Series matches and all that. So I'm gonna have Chad Gable defeat Andre Chase in his quest to become the new Heritage Cup champion. And then next up, the Bloodline has an important announcement. Hikuleo is now joining the Bloodline. Obviously, Jacob Fatu, the Usos, Roman Reigns are all on Raw. The Rock and Nia Jax are now doing their own thing with the leftovers from Judgment Day. So now the real Bloodline is just Solo Sikoa and all of the Tongans. And now Hikuleo joins the ranks to make them just a bit stronger. Another match for Survivor Series, the first member of Team Smackdown for the women, and I'm actually just gonna let this be random because I don't really care who. I just wanted one of them to be involved, and it will be Zelina Vega. And then our main event is going to be Randy Orton and the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes going against AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre. Going to have Cody and Randy win this match. A great match. And then there's one more thing after this match. AJ Styles has now turned babyface, attacking Drew McIntyre, basically blaming him for losing that match. I was looking through my roster and I realized that there was just a real lack of baby faces across the board. That's why I turned Wes Lee babyface. I've probably got to turn a couple others babyface as well, but I wanted to make AJ a babyface again. I feel like that just feels right, and this is going to be a good feud between him and Drew McIntyre. And that is SmackDown. So now all that's left for this week is main event. And now for main event, starting off, Charlie Dempsey versus Akira Tozawa. Charlie Dempsey is going to win this match. Next up, I had a feeling that wasn't going to go well, but the important thing here is that Fallon Henley has turned face. I don't really want her as a heel, and I think this is just going to be better for her. Tag team match, Gallus, the Coffee Brothers, Mark and Joe versus TNT. I don't know really who these guys are, but they're a fine team that can put people over, which is exactly what they're going to do because Gallus is going to win this match. Legado del Fantasma, they've been halved. Basically, it's now just Santos Escobar and Angel Garza, but now they are adding Carlito, and so now this is going to make them just a little bit stronger on SmackDown. Next up, I did not feature either of these guys on SmackDown, but here on main event, Ethan Page has called out LA Knight for a shot at the United States Championship, and that is a match that is being made for the next episode of SmackDown. And then our main event, LWO's Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde versus Berto and Lou Gallows. just two random guys to put in this, but it's going to be LWO getting the win. And then after this, fellow LWO member Rey Mysterio gets into a stare down with Eddie Thorpe. That is because Rey Mysterio and Eddie Thorpe are going to be the other two competitors in that mini intercontinental title tournament. I'm including Rey Mysterio just because I think he's a good addition who can put on a great match. And then Eddie Thorpe was someone who I think got second, or he just got a couple eliminations in that battle royal that Brooks Jensen was in. It's the same reason why I added Trick Williams and Ludwig Kaiser, because they both did well and got elimination or two in that battle royal. So I thought it only makes sense to include them. And on the next episode of Raw, we will be seeing this match, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Thorpe. I'm not expecting main event to be that great. Obviously, it's used for this kind of purpose to include little details that are going to be more important for Raw and SmackDown, for developmental, all that kind of stuff. But that is going to conclude the first week of weekly television for this WWE Save Raw SmackDown main event. We got some big things headed our way as we move the Survivor Series. Not really a pay-per-view that I am incredibly enthusiastic about, as the way I book Survivor Series is I just like doing big teams against big teams, and I like saving bigger matches that are maybe one-on-one or anything like that for other times. So that's just how it's going to be for Survivor Series, but we have set up a lot of great stories and there's plenty more to come as well. Let me know down below any suggestions you might have for this save, and also let me know down below what else you'd like to see me talk about on this channel. Like the video, subscribe for more videos, and yeah, thank you for watching.